Welcome back to the Jumpstart F1 podcast, your go-to hub for all things Formula 1. We're your hosts.
I'm James.
I'm Grayson.
And I'm Dad.
And I'm Sam. Today, we're going to be diving into the most electrifying weekends on the Formula 1 calendar, the 2025 Canadian Grand Prix.
Circuit Gilles Villeneuve delivers yet again. We'll break down all the on-track action, analyse the key moments that shaped the race, talk and discuss the winners and losers, and what it all means for the championship moving forward.
So let's buckle up and let's get into it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, cool.
Boom!
Boom shakalaka.
Let's just carry on.
Yep.
Where are we?
You meant to go down, not across.
So, segment 1.
You just hit your hand off the table.
Yeah, sorry. Right, segment 1, we're going to start off by discussing the top 10.
The top 10
Race
10
positions.
positions.
Then we're going to go into some other call-outs that didn't finish within the top 10 but deserve a call-out, i.e. the Norris incident / crash, Yuki and Colapinto, Gasly and some others. And then we're going to go and review how the championships now looks like after Canadian Grand Prix for the drivers and the constructors. And then we're going to get into the fun part where we're going to see how right we were or seriously wrong for our top 10 predictions.
Those are my predictions, by the way.
I know. We need to swap. We've swapped sides.
Yeah, if you couldn't tell.
It's weird because on our banner, I'm on the purple side, so I sit there.
Yeah.
Or the green side, you sit here.
Yeah.
Now I'm on the green side and you're on the purple side.
I don't like purple.
It's like I feel like Star Wars, really. I'm on the dark side.
Anyways.
Back to F1.
This is not a Star Wars pod.
Right, let's start off with the top 10.
Yep.
Shall we go backwards or shall we go from first to 10th?
Yeah, do first attempt.
First attempt.
Yeah.
First attempt. Quite easy. George Russell.
Yep.
Qualified pole.
Yep.
Finished first.
Yep.
Wasn't really challenged.
No, he wasn't challenged much.
He wasn't, was he?
No, he just had some clean air.
He had clean air. He managed it really well. Didn't get challenged by Max or anybody else. And do you know what? That Mercedes has always been there or thereabouts this season.
Yeah.
But come Canada, just amazing.
Yeah.
The Mercedes this weekend, actually thinking about it, the Mercedes and the McLaren this weekend have basically just swapped places.
True.
Haven't they?
Yep.
So instead of George becoming the reliable 4th place, he swapped it with Piastri.
Yeah.
So hopefully, for McLaren's sake, they swap back. In Austria. Any thoughts or anything else on Russell?
I mean, he got pole last year, didn't win it. So I'm happy that he's won it this year.
Did he get pole in Canada last year?
Yeah, because Max and him got the same time. Remember, it was 12.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah, good. So happy.
Little clap. A little clap for George and Mercedes, to be honest.
And Kimi.
Yeah. Who we haven't got to yet. But
oh yeah.
A journalist asked George, is this upgrades that have done this? And he actually turned around and says, no, I think it's track specific. But what he particularly said, it was the cooler weather that made their car go faster.
Yeah.
So if it's going to be hotter in Austria than it is in Canada, and I haven't even looked at the weather, then they could go back to where they've been all season and round about that 4th to 6th to 7th place.
Yeah.
So quite interesting. Anyway, second place.
I'm doing this one.
Yeah, got that.
Yeah, go on then. Was Mr. Max Verstappen. So he qualified second, finished second. Didn't really challenge Russell much, as we said. Good race by him, I guess. Do you want to say anything?
He behaved himself.
Oh yeah, he did as well.
But I did find funny, and I don't know whether it's Max pretending to be nice to George, that everything's hunky-dory and I'm your friend and I'm not ignoring you and blanking you. Or it was like I'm going to do this for a very long period of time to get you soaking wet with my champagne as a little, oh God, I hate you sort of thing. Because when they went on the podium, they were doing a champagne.
Yeah.
Max held it at George for so long. George just froze and held there, and he was like this because it was all going down his back. And Max is like, biggest grin on his face ever. So, but I like to say Max behaved himself, so he'll get no race ban for Austria, which is good because it's the Red Bull ring, so their home Grand Prix. But again, you've got one Red Bull second on the podium and one Red Bull not even in the points again.
I mean, it was a good race by him though.
What, Max?
No, Yuki.
He didn't do too bad. He was just, again, outside the points.
Yeah.
And he needs to be scoring points, but we'll get to that in a minute.
Yep.
Shall I do this one third? We're going 1-1.
Yep.
Right, okay.
1-1.
Third place at the Canadian Grand Prix of 2025 was Kimi. And I mean, first ever podium in F1. And I think he is the third youngest F1 driver of all time to score a podium.
Who's first? Max.
I think Max is first. And second, I don't know. But Max is one of them.
Hamilton.
I don't know.
Oh.
I mean, like, he's 18. I mean, they're getting younger and younger and younger. As soon as they start walking soon, they're going to be in Formula 1 cars.
Give it by 2030, a 5-year-old be in a Formula 1 car.
But, he qualified fourth. He had a brilliant start. He passed Piastri within the first sector on the first lap.
Yeah, it was actually a good overtake.
And just kept it for the whole Grand Prix.
Yeah.
And yes, Piastri was getting close to him near the end of the Grand Prix.
But he held it.
Never really ever challenged.
No.
So well done.
Well done, Kimi.
Well done, Kimi. Well done, Russell. Well done, Mercedes.
Yeah, no one else.
You looked like your old former self, which we all kind of miss.
Yeah, sometimes.
We miss it when teams are no longer winning, but when they win every week and every year, we hate it.
Yep, just can't win.
You can't win.
No.
No pun intended. Can't win. We just can't be satisfied. We're never happy. We like to moan.
Yep.
You'll go.
Fourth was Oscar Piastri. Qualified third, finished fourth. I mean, didn't have a good start, losing third to Kimi, and then
what do you think about? I was going to ask you about the Piastri and Norris. Piastri. Did I say Piastri? Because I'm thinking of Austria. So Piastri.
Who's Piastri? Never heard of him.
He's Piastri's cousin. Let's discuss the Norris and Piastri incident later.
Wait, did you do that on purpose?
I did it on purpose.
I was going to say.
That's why I looked at you and laughed.
Oh, I thought you did that accidentally.
Yeah.
So you were gonna
I don't know what happened to McLaren this weekend. Even if Norris did finish, fourth was always going to be their best.
Yeah. I don't think they would have been able to get on the podium.
No. Let's just hope it was track specific and we come Austria.
And they're back up there.
And usually Norris is really quick. And the McLaren's usually pretty planted around Austria.
Yeah.
So
hopefully they get podiums.
But we see. Hopefully it's a one-off and they bounce back.
Yep.
In fifth place was Charles Leclerc. And I think he did really well. He qualified 8th.
Yeah.
He finished 5th.
Gained 3 positions.
Gained 3 places.
Yeah.
I mean, he had a good race. And we'll touch this on this in a minute. But again, he beat his teammate.
Yeah.
And I think question marks have got to start. So just quickly touch on the Ferrari piece while we're here. It's so hard when we're going drive order. But again, okay, let's do these both together. Leclerc qualified 8th, finished 5th, gained 3 places. Hamilton qualified 5th and finished in 6th, so lost 1 place throughout. And Charles Leclerc, who qualified behind Hamilton, finished in front of Hamilton. But the problem is, because it's Hamilton and because it's Ferrari, this mark goes against Hamilton and all the other marks, because you just expect Lewis to be higher up there.
Yeah.
And so the focus, because of these results of Hamilton being outperformed by Leclerc in qualifying races, and the sprint that he won doesn't really count, is it's going against Hamilton. Has he still got it? Has this? Has that? And I think I've said this before, but I'm not too sure I'll say it again. This year, we can tell that the Ferrari car is nowhere near the car that they finished last season with.
No, last year they were up there. This year, they're not really up there.
Exactly. And they've messed up. So I reckon they finished last year in like the last 7-8 races as the fastest car. Because in those last few Grand Prix, they actually scored the most constructors' points than any other team. So you could say they finished with the fastest car.
Yeah.
They then went and tweaked and changed 99% of a car that they finish as the fastest car. They said...
Why would you do that?
Exactly.
You have the fastest car. Why would you change it? Just keep it.
Just keep it and enhance it. They said this year's car is 1% of last year's, but you finished with the fastest car. So they've changed so much on the car. They're 5th, 6th, and they're 5th and 6th almost in every Grand Prix.
Yeah.
Give or take, Leclerc has got 2 podiums this year.
Hamilton's got 1, Leclerc has 2.
Yeah, so, but again, Hamilton's podium and Hamilton's victory are from sprint races. So take those out and put in proper race distances.
Didn't he get a podium at Monaco?
That was Leclerc.
Oh, yeah. No, wait. Oh, no.
Yeah, that was Leclerc. So Leclerc has 2 race podiums, Hamilton, none. But I don't, and because of this, they're always looking at Hamilton and that's where their attention is.
Yeah.
Their attention should not be on Hamilton, is what I'm trying to say extremely longly, and I do apologise. Their attention should be on Ferrari and the car. Because even if Hamilton was beating Leclerc, you're still only 4th or 5th.
Yeah.
So there's no point focusing specifically on Hamilton, because neither of them have the car to be winning.
It's not them. It's mostly the car.
Exactly. They should stop. Everybody, fans.
More fans.
More fans and fans of fans should stop focusing on Hamilton. Focus on Ferrari. Why have you changed 99% of the car and why are you underperforming? Let them fix it. And this year for Hamilton should be a warm-up year.
Yeah.
Get to grips with the new factory, get to grips with your new team, get to grips with the culture, the lingo, learn all the buttons and the systems and the language and all that this year. And in 2026, when the cars are fully changed and they slightly go back to how they were, not fully, but to me, they're smaller and more agile. That's how Lewis likes them. These cars are just too big, fat and wide, and he just struggles to handle it.
Yeah.
This year should be warm up, leave Lewis alone.
Home. Next
year, he's got to pull his finger out. And then if he's not performing next year, then criticise the bloke.
Yeah, because it's because it's Lewis, and people just assume that it's Lewis. But if you look at the team, it's not just Lewis. Because like you said, 99% of this year's Ferrari's car is new. 1% from last year. But yet last year they had the fastest car in the last few races. So why would so it's not just him.
Yeah. So, and even sorry to butt in, but even if Hamilton was to start beating Leclerc more consistently, they're still not winning any races.
No.
Because the car isn't there. Everybody's focusing on the wrong thing. Give Charles and Lewis a car that can win races, challenge for the championship, and only then, if Hamilton is still miles behind, then questions has to be raised.
Yeah.
But until then, they don't have the car. So what's
So
everybody
you
wasting
can't
their
blame
time?
him for something that he can't control.
Yeah, I think we've been on this for a bit long.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just move on.
So 6th was Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah, no, we've done them both together. Good 7th.
7th was Fernando Alonso. Some more points for him.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Is that 2 races in a row?
Yeah,
2 races in
because
a
you got
row.
1 point at Spain and you've got some more points here.
So he's well done. He seems to have woke up. He must have done some setup work or tweaks, maybe some upgrades. Whatever they've been doing, it's helped.
Yeah, it's been working.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
working, and you can say that about the next one as well. But just quickly,
Oh.
Alonso qualified 6th, finished 7th, only lost 1 place throughout.
Still in top 10.
Which was Charles Leclerc, because Leclerc finished. No.
Okay, no, Hamilton finished.
So who? Anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
But he only went down 1 place and got some real good points for him and the team.
Yeah. So now he's got more points.
And moving on to 8th place of the race, which was Nico Hulkenberg. Like, again.
We have to, man. Like,
Yeah.
he's got 8th in a kick Sauber.
Yeah.
You would not expect that.
So whatever upgrades that they've done, tweaks and setup work, it's working.
Yeah. And you can definitely tell it's been working.
And I can see, again, Alonso and Hulkenberg scoring points in Austria, because it's that type of track.
Yeah.
What's after Austria? Silverstone?
Silverstone.
I can't see them scoring points in Silverstone because
I think
it's much faster.
and
Gone.
well, I think that like
I'm not doing anything.
I think Hulkenberg might have a chance at Silverstone, but I don't think Alonso will. Because as we saw in the race, Alonso didn't have much straight line speed.
True.
But Hulkenberg, I mean, I think had good speed in that race. So I think
it's a hard one to call because Silverstone's got some fast straights.
Yeah.
Fast corners.
Yes.
So I just struggle to see the kick Sauber. I like to see in Silverstone we're going to see a return of Hadjar in the points and maybe Gasly.
Yeah. Gasly did not have a good race.
No, and we'll touch on that in a minute. And just to touch on that, Hulkenberg qualified 13th.
Yeah. So he gained
8th.
5 positions.
5 positions.
In a kick Sauber.
So fair play. In 9th place was Esteban Ocon, which I didn't see coming.
I didn't.
But another one with a really good race. Again, Ocon qualified in 15th, which is respectable where I expect has to be.
Yeah, that's where I expect him to qualify.
And then he went and finished in 9th and gained 6 places throughout the race, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah, nice.
It was pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
Well done, Haas. We'll get to the table soon, but we're starting to see a battle between like the Haas, the Aston Martins, Kick Sauber. So it's getting tight down there.
I'll do 10. Yeah, you did Hulkenberg and Ocon.
Sorry.
Greedy man. So, 10th. Believe it or not, Carlos Sainz. I mean, he qualified 17th, goes to 10th. I mean, that's just really good for him. I didn't think he would get... Did I think he would get top 10? Well, I did think he would get top 10. You're a doubtful man, you are.
I didn't have him in my top 10.
So I had him in my top 10, but I had him higher. But yeah, it was a good race on him. Gained 7 places. What do you have to say about it?
Not much, really. I think... I don't know why I'm looking at this because it holds no answers.
No.
It's just my predictions. What do you think? Let's look at my blank piece of paper. I'm looking for inspiration. What can I say that he hasn't already? I think out of the top 10, Sainz obviously gained the most positions.
Yeah.
It's just a shame Williams had, I think, another bad weekend.
Yeah.
Especially... He went out in Q1, 17th.
Yeah.
Pulled it back to points. Albon qualified outside the top 10.
Albon qualified. Yeah. He got out.
So he was
Q2.
Yeah, and then obviously had to retire. So that's 2 race weekends in a row where Williams have underperformed to what we're used to this year, anyway.
Yeah, and also 2 week yeah. And give me a minute. Let me just think of how to say this word. 2 weekends in a row, Albon had retired for the same reason.
Is it really?
Yeah, the PU. It's the same reason Lawson retired. Same issues as
Oh,
Spain.
but not the same reason as Albon.
The PU. No, Lawson also retired at Austria. No, not Austria. Canada.
Yeah.
Because of the PU.
Yeah.
On the engine, and that's also why Albon retired at Spain and at Canada.
So right, okay. So Albon has retired for 2 races in a row with the PU issue.
Yep.
So maybe they haven't replaced the PU. They tried to sort of repair it.
Yeah.
But if that's 2 races in a row and you're going to Austria, just replace it.
Yeah. I mean,
if they haven't done already.
I mean, it's clearly telling something that you need to change it, and if you keep repairing it, it's going to keep making him retire.
It's clearly telling them that it's working perfectly fine.
Yeah. A bit of Gorilla Glue always helps.
Right. Okay.
I want to say this bit. So, Dad.
Son.
I don't know what to say.
I do.
Too bad. I'm saying it. So, is it next hot topic or is it just next topic?
Next segment of.
Oh yeah. Well, next segment of the episode. You can stop now. Thank you. Next segment. I said you can stop. Next segment of the episode. Stop. I saw that. I've got good eyesight.
Go on.
Can I say my line now?
We are all waiting for it.
Next segment of the episode for the 5th time is I just want to say a few other call outs to other drivers. So let's start with the Norris.
Let's do that one last because we'll be on that for quite a while.
Okay.
Let's rattle that one down.
Let's go. We're going to start with Yuki, and he's out the points again. Dad, how do you feel about it? Next hot topic.
Yeah.
No, not hot topic. I'm not doing that.
It's got to be scoring points.
Yeah.
There is no point being 11th. He's got to be scoring points. If he's not scoring points, I don't know how long he's going to last. I like Yuki. Please don't think that I don't. I love Yuki. And it's not Yuki's fault. It is the car. It is Red Bull. I don't see Red Bull trying to focus on the real problem, which is that they've made a car that only one driver on the whole grid can bloody drive.
We say this every pod.
I know, but I don't see them trying to rectify it. I only see them thinking, this driver isn't working, let's just swap him. Oh, this driver isn't working, let's just swap him. Oh, this driver isn't working, let's just swap him. And I feel if Yuki doesn't start scoring points, even if it's 9th or 10th, it's an improvement.
Yeah.
They're going to stick Hadja in there, which I really don't want because Hadja's having a brilliant season.
Yeah.
And he's going to do no better than Yuki.
No.
Yuki is clearly an improvement than Lawson. Facts. So Yuki is best. When Yuki and Hadja had the 2 races together at Racing Bulls, Yuki was the better driver.
Yeah.
Yuki is obviously the more experienced driver of all 3 of them.
Yeah.
Yuki is the right person within that Red Bull family to be in that second car.
Yeah.
They've got to support him and finish the season with him.
Mm-hmm. If
they don't want to finish the season with Yuki, I wouldn't bother going to Hadja.
No.
They what's the word I'm looking for? They sort of pre-shot fast Lawson into Formula One, Red Bull, it failed. Don't repeat your mistakes and do it with Hadja.
Yeah.
If they're going to replace Yuki, it's got to be someone outside the Red Bull family.
Yeah.
Whoever that is.
Yeah, like not not this person, but like Valtteri Bottas, for
Yeah,
example.
but say, look, Bottas, we want you for 6 months. Just whatever it is.
Yeah.
But they got to do it now. If not, fully commit to Yuki. But Yuki does need to score points. A, because of their team, and it helps take the pressure off and the limelight.
Yeah.
And B, for his own career. He can't finish the season as a Red Bull driver and maybe only score 5 points for him.
Yeah.
He has got to be getting up there.
But, I mean, can you blame him?
This was meant to be a quick one, but
can you blame him? I mean, no one has been able to drive that Red Bull second car. And you can't blame him if he's not able to score points. But if he's close to scoring points, that's good. Because it's better than what Lawson was doing.
yeah, it is not Yuki's fault. It is the car. The only thing is, as we all know, if stats live forever.
Yeah.
So if he finishes this season and he only scores 10 points for Red Bull for the whole season, that's a stat that will follow him around job to job to job to job. And it will... They go, well, why did you go in that car and not score any points? And where's Max Verstappen, who's finished second in the championship? What if Max Verstappen somehow wins this year's championship and the other two Red Bull drivers got no more than 10 points each? Well, Lawson got nothing, but anyway. We keep going on about the Red Bull thing.
Yeah, but it's a big issue.
It is a big issue. It's similar to Ferrari, but much worse.
Yeah.
Ferrari, for some reason, ended the season with the fastest car and decided to change 99% of it. And Red Bull have been going down this route for a long time. Even, I think Adrian Newey and Sergio Perez warned them about it.
Yeah.
But they went down that route because it gave Max the best car to win the championship that they did. They're now being punished for it. They're now feeling the side effects of doing that.
Yeah.
So,
but can I just say, for Ferrari, why would you change 99% of a car? Why not just change 100%?
Yeah, why 99? Why would they even say 99?
Yeah.
What is the 1%? A screw? A rivet? Is it? What is it? A yellow button on the steering? What is the 1%? Like,
is it a drop of paint?
Yeah. No idea.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on.
All right. So that I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
You just sit back, relax, and just not say anything.
I just chill.
Yeah, like me. So Colin Pinto beats his teammate Gasly in qualifying and in the race, and it's a good result for him for this weekend. Dad, what are your thoughts on that?
I hate you when you say, what are your thoughts?
What am I supposed to say? What are your thinks?
What is your thought? Rather than, no, that's a joke. I don't know.
That was a joke.
He needed this good weekend, and he had a good weekend.
Yeah.
It probably helped by Gasly having a real bad weekend.
Yeah.
But Colapinto, he did a real good qualifying session, and he did a good race. Didn't get in the points, but
he was close, though.
He was close, and he has shown improvement.
Yeah.
His fifth race is Austria.
Yeah.
Because apparently Alpine said from the beginning he's got 5 races to prove himself. Although I did say at the time, don't be surprised if Alpine changed their mind. And Flavio Briatore, a couple of weeks ago, turned around and tried to deny that he ever said 5 races. So he's going to be in that car longer. We saw an improvement with him this race. Step 1.
Yep.
Step 2, points in Austria.
Yeah.
Gotta be points.
I've been doing that all I've done the whole time.
Well, I have noticed.
Oh, have you?
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
I've just not been calling it out.
Well, so my thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Moving on.
Moving on. Yeah.
Because of time.
So the Racing Bulls haven't had a good weekend, have they, Dad?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
What
are your thoughts? That's another T-shirt. What are your thoughts?
I don't have thoughts.
I know.
I mean,
I do Lawson. You cover Hadjar.
I wanted to just say something in general.
Well, go on then. I do Lawson. You do Hadjar.
Yeah, I did
Go
say a
on.
joke. I
Go
don't
on,
think you
what
heard it.
Oh.
So I'm doing Hadjar.
Yeah.
So did Hadjar finish ahead of Lawson? I think so.
Lawson retired.
Oh yeah.
Which we know that because you said that earlier.
So I think Lawson got ahead of Hadjar. But yeah, I mean, Lawson wasn't doing good at the start of the race. Then he retired, so he couldn't do anything. And then Hadjar just...
Hang on, wasn't I doing one? Or you covering both now?
I just did Lawson.
So like,
You do Hadjar then. Well, 1.5.
yeah, I think Lawson back to his usual self a little bit, but like to think it's a one-off. Qualified 19th and had to retire.
Yeah.
Pretty nowhere. Hadjar had a good qualifying.
Yeah. Not a good race.
Just not a good race. Just dropped off for whatever reason. Didn't really see too much of it, to be honest.
But let me say something.
And he finished in.
But I actually don't know where he finished.
16th.
Yeah, but I was.
Which was
16th.
Second from last. Stroll came 17th, which was last because the others were DNF. And Stroll on his home Grand Prix
finished last.
Yay!
Well done.
He's the new Lawson.
Lawson and Stroll have swapped places.
I bet Stroll was glad that he rushed back from his wrist injury and just to come last at his home Grand Prix.
Yeah, lovely work.
Anyway, we're going to go into this one, which I don't want to spend too much time on because we are running through time. So we'll cover this, skip the championship, but we'll mention them. I'll stick it on the screen. And then we'll go into our predictions. But the main thing that we wanted to cover off, really, which everybody will probably make a big episode about.
We're just making it a 5-minute, maybe less thing.
Yeah.
But thank you.
That. Go on.
We want to talk about the Norris and Piastri incident during the Canadian Grand Prix. So, Dad. What are your thoughts?
I completely agree.
That's my line. I just want to say something.
Go on.
Why didn't McLaren swap them? Why didn't they swap them before? I mean, Lando Norris is clearly faster
at the time.
Was faster than Piastri near the end. So why wouldn't you have swapped them and see if you could have caught up to Kimi? Because Piastri was slowly catching up to Kimi. And then Norris caught up. So why would you not swap them? Because Norris is clearly faster. And let him try and go for Kimi. Nope, they didn't. And they've only let one driver finish the race. And he got fourth, didn't he?
Yeah, it's a good point that you make. Like, they're not running away with the championship as they thought.
Yeah.
Norris was clearly at that moment in time in a faster car.
Yeah.
So I would have done what Mercedes have done in the past with Hamilton and Bottas.
Yeah.
To say, right, we're going to swap cars. We're going to give Lando a chance to attack Yuki to see if we can get a car on the podium. If Lando fails to attack and pass Yuki, then on the last lap, you swap back.
Yeah.
And you would have got two cars finishing either third and fifth or fourth and fifth. But either way, you've got two cars scoring championship points.
Yeah.
I really do respect McLaren's philosophy of letting the drivers race. As a fan, as a watcher of the sport, that's entertainment.
Yeah.
Because it does get a bit boring back in the day when Michael Schumacher and Barrichello had to constantly swap places. When Lewis and Valtteri had to constantly swap places. When Max and Sergio, it does get boring.
Yeah.
But all of those people are world champions.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need team orders to be done wisely at the correct time in order to win championships, whether that's constructors or whether that's drivers.
Yeah.
Because you can't rely on just having a fast car, because Red Bull can bring updates at Austria and all of a sudden Max wins the next 4 Grand Prix.
Yeah.
And then you're going to start losing out on the championships. I really do. It's a big thumbs up for McLaren to let their drivers race.
Yeah.
But sometimes if you manage it as a team and you give team orders, the difference is of having 2 cars in the points to only 1 car in the point. And I think that's something that I thought McLaren would have learnt last year.
Yeah. And can I just say this real quickly? McLaren aren't good with their team orders, because last year the Hungarian Grand Prix, Norris is fighting Max for like the championship, and for the last few laps they tell Piastri and Norris to swap.
Yeah.
But yet Norris is the one fighting for the championship, not Piastri. So why would you swap them? And Norris, I think, Norris, as I remember correctly, didn't want to give the position. And his engineer kept like insisting that he did, and he did in the end, but he was not happy about it.
I think it's something McLaren needs to work on really as a team.
Yeah.
Managing those scenarios. Let them fight. But if you think, oh my God, this is touch and go here, you've got to manage it.
Yeah.
You know, Red Bull learnt their lesson. They've always managed it between Vettel and Mark Webber, although that got really heated. They started managing it between Vettel and Ricciardo when Ricciardo drove into the back of Vettel at the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Again, Vettel and Mark Webber collided at another Grand Prix, which was just in my mind, but it's not. You got to manage those situations. Otherwise, those crashes and incidents are going to happen, and they are the moments that will define your championship. The end. Anyway, we got to move on because we're swiftly running out of time, but we did want to cover off the Drivers' Championship, but we're not going to bother. I'm going to just whack it up on the screen for you guys to see.
What side are you going to put it on?
Probably in the middle where the laptop is.
So
stick it in there.
Just look right there.
Just look here for the championship.
Look at there. I'm
table.
pointing at it.
Just to call out the top 3, Piastri is 198. Lando has
176.
And Max has
155.
So they're starting to spread out a little bit.
Yeah.
So
I mean, Norris and Piastri, there's a pretty big gap there.
Norris has got to stop making silly mistakes.
Yeah.
Because there's no guarantee next year that McLaren will be in the championship title fight.
Yeah.
Because no one knows where anybody's going to be next year. So he's got to just bring his A game now.
Yeah.
This is what I mean by Piastri has the better racecraft, because Piastri is calm, cool and collective and doesn't make mistakes. Whereas Norris is like the hot-head kid.
Yeah.
He's faster than Piastri, but because he's hot-headed, when he's racing, he makes all these wrong decisions and judgment calls and makes these silly mistakes. Again, you don't have to be the fastest person to win a championship. You just got to be sometimes the most consistent.
Yeah.
And that is what Piastri is doing.
Yeah. Anyways,
I do just quickly, I do fear that Piastri is going to make the McLaren his team and he will be their leader.
Yeah.
And Norris will be that hot-headed kid as a number 2 driver. I hope he doesn't, but I can see it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Just to rattle off the top 3 in the constructors quickly, again, we'll put it on the screen, just sort of down here.
Yeah. It's hurt my wrist.
In first place is McLaren with
374.
In second place is Mercedes with
199.
And in third place is Ferrari with
183.
And who would have thought Mercedes would be second?
Who would have thought Ferrari would be third?
Considering that they're really nowhere. But again, that's just consistency in the points.
Yeah.
Mercedes, apart from this weekend, is consistency in the points. And that's what consistency does. You don't always need the fastest car.
Consistency.
Red Bull is in fourth. I like to think they've got fourth. But it's well. Look at this. Williams is in no man's land with 55. But then from 6, you got Haas with
28.
In 7th, you got Racing Bulls with
28.
In 8th, you got Aston Martin with
22.
And in 9th, you got Sauber with
20.
So 4 teams separated by 8 points. We're getting a more interesting fight down there than we are at the top.
And can I just say, Kick Sauber is finally not last in the Constructors' Championship.
Yay!
All because of Nico Hülkenberg.
Anyway, we've got 5 minutes. Right. This is where we should actually have...
This is where all the action happens.
Have we got... Oh, we can do the race results here on these ones, yeah?
Yeah.
So I usually stick a separate
screen.
Okay.
We'll
do that. Right.
So, who was your 10th, Dad?
So, have we done the segment intro?
On today's segment number 3, we're going to be doing our predictions versus the race results and see who leads the Jumpstart F1 podcast table. Hi.
Right, okay.
I'm
in
leading
10th. So, in the Canadian Grand Prix, finished 10th in real life is Carlos Sainz.
Who did you get, Dad?
Pierre Gasly.
Wait. I got Nico Hülkenberg. So I was close.
Yeah, close. So 0 points.
0 points. Alright. 9th in real life was Esteban Ocon. I got Isaac Hadjar in my 9th. Who did you get, Dad?
Fernando Alonso.
Yeah, no, you were nowhere near. Actually, no, you were close. You came 7th.
Yeah.
Alright, so, Dad.
In 8th place in the Canadian Grand Prix was Nico Hülkenberg. I had Hadjar.
I had Albon. So, no points there.
No points.
So, in real life, 7th was Fernando Alonso. My 7th in real life, well, not in real life, my 7th was Carlos Sainz. Who did you get, Dad?
A. If I just say A, the first letter of the name, do I get it?
Alonso. No.
I got Albon.
You know.
I was right. I was almost right. I had the A. I knew it was an A.
You knew there was an A.
Yeah. In 6th place.
6th.
Oh, I got one.
Me too.
Yeah, I did. Yay!
Was Lewis Hamilton finished 6th in real life? I'm guessing we both got Lewis Hamilton.
We got Lewis Hamilton. Yay! That was really hard because I'm not left-handed.
So we both did it right. So
it'd be funny if we just completely missed.
Turn off the pod.
Right. 5th.
So 5th.
I got another point!
Same. Leclerc finished 1st in real life. And
First.
5th. Leclerc finished 5th in real life, and I'm guessing we both got Charles Leclerc.
Yay! I should have done it as well.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Right, so
we both got 2 points.
Yeah. So 4th
place in real life was. Then go on, you say it.
3 to 1. Oscar Piastri, and I got Max Verstappen.
I got Max as well.
Hey,
Boo.
boo! Yeah, boo to you.
In 3rd place in real life was Kimi.
I got Kimi.
Did you?
No.
I got Russell.
No one expected Kimi even in the top 10.
No, I didn't have him.
I got Lando Norris.
2nd place in real life was Verstappen.
I got Russell.
And I got Norris.
And 1st place in real life was Russell. And who did you get?
Piastri.
I got Piastri as well.
So I got the 2 Ferraris.
Same.
And you got 2. So I'm really happy that I got points because in the last one I got no points. And I'm happy that you got points. But instead of it now being 6-3.
It's now 8-4. No, 8-5.
Yeah, thank you. 8-5. So we're still the same distance apart. I'm still 3 points behind. But yes, we'll put the new table somewhere on the screen here. So the scores at the minute of the Jumpstart prediction competition is Grayson, son, has
8 points. That was a bit.
And Dad, James, has
The loser.
5 points. You didn't do my 5 points. I thought you was going to say
Oh, I called you a loser. I'm joking.
Thanks. Hey, I'm telling you, once I bring upgrades, I'm winning this.
Don't need I'll come back.
Gonna fly straight past us. It's gonna be painted green. Oh, that's a wrap. I think we've gone through it all.
That's a wrap.
We got to do the last thing. We got to rate the Grand Prix. The
Okay.
Grand Prix rating.
Yep. So I'm gonna give it.
We gave Spain 65.
I'm gonna give this one 75. What are you gonna give it?
Well, I just love Canada in total,
Yeah, but-
so it's always going to have a high points for me.
Apart from the start and the end, it was a pretty boring race.
It was a pretty boring race, but the sun was out. You
Yeah.
got to look at the sea around it. It's glorious views. I like it when it's like that. I just sucker for Canada and Jack Villeneuve, my favourite driver of all time.
Yeah, we get it.
So, and the race was slightly entertainment. Oh, and I forgot to say, quickly, 3 things that are on my mind. Overload!
So embarrassing.
So, what did you do your rating score?
75.
I'm going to match it, 75. So, re-rate Canada 75 out of 100. Another thing that came on mind about the Norris and Piastri crash, to me, it looked incident. To me, it looked like a carbon copy of the Button and Hamilton crash back in 2011.
Oh yeah, because Button pushed Hamilton into the wall.
Well, Button was in front because of all the rain and the spray. He couldn't see him, but that is the racing line.
Yeah.
But Hamilton tried squeezing there and got pushed, and they touched into the wall. Same thing happened this time with the 2 McLarens, but just being Norris and Piastri.
Imagine if it was Button and Hamilton.
Yeah, so that's what I forgot to say. Carbon copy. Oh, and one more thing that came on mind, and I really got to go because brain overload is
Same.
I did not see on the TV,
I didn't either.
but Lewis Hamilton hit a groundhog, which you might not know is an animal. He hit a groundhog which caused car damage, and I didn't know he was driving around with damage.
He was driving around damage.
He was driving around with a damaged car because he
poor
hit
car.
a groundhog. Didn't see it on camera, so I have no idea what happened or if Ferrari just made it up as an excuse, but he had damage.
The groundhog must have had a trouble with his engine.
It's just still holding on. But yeah, anyway, I think that's it. We've rattled off some last things there. Nothing else has come to mind.
Nope.
Good episode.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
If
you stuck around to the end, hello if you're still here.
Bye.
We hope you enjoyed the Canadian Grand Prix just as much as us. We rate it 75 out of 100. Tell us, what's your rating? Would you rate it higher than 75? Would you rate it lower than 75? If you like our content, you like the video, please like, comment and subscribe. Anyway, you've been listening or watching the Jumpstart F1. I'm James.
I'm Grace.
I'm Dad.
And I'm Son.
And we'll see you on the next one.
See you in the next one.